This place is protected. Must be the refuge the Harpers spoke of.
Alright. Oh, there's a signpost.
For a warm bed and full stomach, look no further. Welcome to the Last Light Inn.
I suppose we should approach with openness.
Onward.
Some sort of barrier. Shadows can't penetrate it.
You there! Step forward and keep your hands off your weapons.
Easy. She's with me.
Come. Jaheira!
Just this once, I wish people would simply say hello.
Hello.
I saved your soldiers, and this is the thanks I get.
Kindness is too often a decoy. This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
Pray that the Dark Lady send you aid.
A pathetic deception. I know who you really worship, true soul.
Stop! What's you doing? She's the one who saved us!
She's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Plucked one of my friends out of a harpy's talons. Knows when to be discreet, too. I'd pretty much trust her with my life.
A true soul with a mind of her own? How is that possible?
You'll just have to take my word for it.
You sound so confident for someone who's so wrong.
Fine. Here. I don't like showing it off, but it's one of those situations I don't think I'll be able to just charisma out of it.
What in the hells is that thing?
So far, it's been a lifesaver. Here's hoping you agree.
More or less. Congratulations. You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt. Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
Now, this I find it will be, I believe it will be useful to tell her. to destroy the Absolute in its lair, Moonrise Towers.
Then you found an ally in me. For that is precisely why I am here. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
Hey, Dammon might be knocking around here, right?
Something needs to be said.
It's for a good cause.
Oh my god, soldier. That's Jaheira. The Jaheira.
She lives in the city, right?
Don't you know the whole story? Years ago, over a century, Jaheira was part of a group that saved Baldur's Gate from Saravok, a Baalsport trying to plunge the city into war. My mum used to tell us stories about them. The legends who protected the city from evil. She said Jaheira was a powerful druid. Adamant. Tough. I've told myself those stories 1,000 times since. I never thought I'd meet Jaheira. She's a hero, and I was always some outer city kid. Can't believe she wants to talk to us about working together. What a day!
Well, it certainly is interesting. And it looks like some of this stuff is not claimed.
I should take that.
There's more where that came from. Put up a fight with all. Wish we had stone or steel.
Never thought I'd see the day Jaheira shows mercy to a true soul. Or whatever it is you are.
Good to see a friendly face.
I think it's staring out into the dark so much is doing something to my eyes.
I wish we'd gear up and head out. All this standing around.
If Jaheira trusts you, I trust you. But I'll be damned if a bug brain doesn't creep me out.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Stock up while you can. I only hope I've brought enough to see us through.
Ha! I suppose it can't hurt. Anything I could take off your hands at no cost to myself?
Cheeky. But, since you're asking.
Oh, a supply pack. Can't argue with that.
If you're all right by Jaheira, you're all right by me.
Alright, well, let's see what you got. Oh, I definitely want that cloak of protection for somebody. Alright, for now I've picked up this cloak of protection. Just more armor class and saving throws for Shadowheart. Strictly to the good. And there wasn't really anything else specifically I wanted from her.
That's close enough. Artifact or no, I don't like the likes of you crashing our party.
Give it a rest, Alfred. We need all the goddamned help we can get.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm not here to stir up trouble. I expect a bit more decorum from a Flaming Fist soldier.
Want me to shine your boots while I'm at it?
Easy. He's a bit on edge since the, incident.
a bit on edge my arse. Not that you'll give a triple shot down, but we were ambushed by them bloody cultists. Bastards torched the pigsty we were staying in and made off with the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate himself.
The Absolute's taken him then. No question about it.
I was there in the aftermath. I don't suppose Councillor Floric made it all the way here.
Sure did. For all the good that does us.
She's inside. One of the ground floor chambers.
Come on. We need to talk to Floric.
Guess you need to be a god's damned counsellor to get room and board around here.
Your Raven Guard's still alive.
Oh.
He better be.
More free torches.
Dead man walking.
Take a stroll, have a drink. Enjoy them while you can.
Nice to see the dark spitting out more than shadows. Welcome.
Shadows lurking. Light inside. Look.
Pardon, but I've no mind for small talk.
Just check for anything useful.
Seen alleyways in Baldur's Gate that are plenty worse in their way.
Yeah?
Heapside narrows at night time. 2 steps in, and you're likely to become some dagger's new sheath.
Ain't mine.
I bet they're close. Watching us.
Hey, it's Dammon! Let's say hi!
Cullagh! I thought you'd be in the city by now. We were ambushed by cultists. Half of us were captured, the other half ran here.
Off the anvil into the forge. We'll find them. Hopefully.
Before you run off into the belly of the beast, there's something I need to tell you. Well, 2 things. Good news and bad news.
Which do you want to hear first, Karlach?
The good news, obviously.
I only need 1 more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that can make it possible for Karlach to...
Touch people!
Exactly!
Oh my god. It's really happening. It's been so long. We've got the iron. Let's do this thing!
Hang on! I think you'll want to hear the bad news too.
Yeah, sure. But first, fix me. Please.
Go on, give him the iron. Let's make this happen.
Well, all right. This shouldn't take long. Same as last time. You'll need to install it yourself. This should do the trick.
There. So did it work?
Only one way to find out.
Pull her into a hug.
Thank you. I can't believe it. Thank you, Dammon. Thank you so much.
It's the least I could do. Before you go, there's something I need to tell you. That engine of yours, it's contained for the moment, but it's just too hot to exist here in the material plane indefinitely. I know you know that, but the thing is, there's a cure. I wasn't making any headway with the mechanics, none at all. The environment here is just too cold to sustain metals like the ones inside you. You have to return to Avernus. For good. Or this thing is going to burn you up from the inside out. And sooner than you think.
The minute I set foot back in Avernus, Zarya will force me back into service. I'm not doing her bidding again. I'd rather die.
I get that, but don't rule it out. The world just might be better with you in it. Even in Avernus. I won't stop trying to figure out a cure, but at this point, I think we all have to face the inevitable.
First things first, Cullagh, you have touchback. We ought to celebrate that.
Right? All this doom and gloom. I have something far more exciting on my mind than this bloody tin box. Thanks, Dammon. Really. You've given me more than I could ever repay.
It's been my pleasure. Good luck. Both of you. Look after yourself, all right?
Hellions heart complete. Cullagh will die if she doesn't return to Avernus. See what else he has to say.
Glad you and Cullagh are all right. Well, as all right as any of us.
A makeshift Harper's fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help.
Interesting materials? What do you mean?
I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons. But no one has earned my trust, if not you. When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful. But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. I can sense some. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible.
I found this metal in a place called Grimforge. What do you make out of it?
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Flawed Helldusk armor. And we all failed some insight. It is heavy armor. So none of us can use it, unfortunately. Karlach.
This is the best day. The best day.
I'm so happy for you, Karlach.
I'm so happy for me too. Now I just need to find someone to cuddle up to tonight, and I'll be the happiest woman on the Sword Coast.
Anyone in mind?
I'm not sure. Depends who's got me in mind. Withers was giving me the old eye the other night. Then again, maybe it was just an old eye.
What about what Dammon said about your engine? We need to get you back to Avernus or it's going to blow.
Listen, I'm never going back. If you said I could die right now or live 1,000 years in the Hells, I'd choose to go out now with my freedom intact. I don't expect anyone to understand that. But I've been dealt a hand most people don't have to contemplate playing.
I respect your decision.
Thanks, soldier. Your support means I've got one less thing to worry about. That means a lot to me. You really are the best of the best. Of the best.
Alright, what else might Dammon have?
Need anything?
I think I found a material you could work with. What can you make of it?
It's perfect. Really. Just a moment. I'll be able to work this one quickly. There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Flawed Helldusk helmet. Medium armor. +2 saving throws against spells. Constitution saving throws +1. So either probably somewhat better for Karlach than simply proficiency in wisdom saving throws. +2, and proficiency can get up to +4, right? So, but this is be +2 to all saving throws, but against spells. I think it's a little bit better.
Need anything?
I found this metal in a place called Grimforge. What do you make of it?
Well, well, well. I knew I smelled something, and I know just what to do with it. One moment. There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Flawed Helldusk gloves, which are weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 fire damage. Unarmed attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 necrotic damage and possibly inflict bleeding. Strength saving throws +1. It doesn't say melee attacks. Armor class by 1, but I think the Helldusk gloves will be better. Alright, can I finally see what you have? I think I've run out of infernal stuff. Yep, let's see what you have. Well, that is a lot of money, but it might be worth to pick up this sword of life-stealing and give it to Astarion if that life-stealing critical thing is a passive that operates as long as the sword is held, because he does get the assassin automatic critical thing. Well, even with that, it might just not be worth 3,700 gold. Meanwhile, there's some animals to talk to. Let's start from this side.
Glad to see you made it. I am. Indeed I am.
Glad to see you made it too.
I remember you from the grove with the druids. I hoped to see you again. And now I have.
How'd you make it through the shadows?
On the double. One hoof quickly following the other.
It's toasty in here.
And then, strange ox.
No, incapable.
Incapable of what?
Not for you to know.
You're a rare breed. An authentic red-backed river ox. I thought you'd be more discerning. Huh, I do have that fourth inspiration. I suppose I can try again. Nope.
I said incapable.
Alright then.
Jaheira's godsend in the flesh. Pleasure to have you.
Now, what are you hiding?
Yeah, looks like I'm using another lockpick. Rippling force meal. Heavy armor, unfortunately. But for the record, gain force conduit when taking slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning damage. AC 17, disadvantage on stealth checks.
I'll see what I can learn.
You look well equipped. Good. You wouldn't believe the state of some of these lads.
You need something? Ask Jaheira. I'm on duty.
Now, what might you be hiding?
Something over there.
Jaheira's waiting for you, is she not?
Yeah, she can wait.
Unnoticed. Good. Better tread carefully. Might as well help myself.
Jaheira's waiting for you, is she not?
Ah, he's on a patrol or something.
This way. Calm and quiet, that's the way. Perfectly hidden. Need to tread softly. Hastily buried. But at least they were buried, I suppose. Worth a rummage? That's curious. Too heavy.
Don't burn yourself. Damn, it's good to be alive. Phew.
Someone caved this flaming fist's face in. Grim.
I better get her out of here.
There is work to do. I'd better take a peek.
So the Shadow Curse seems to occasionally just snuff out your torches, which is annoying. Failed a perception check, huh? Shield of Scorching Reprisal. Everybody failed. What can you do?
This way. Might find something useful. Where's the shot?
copper for your thoughts.
You got your second upgrade. How does it feel?
Like I got something back. Something I've wanted for a really long time. When I touched you, I felt like a real person. My heart was racing, but I didn't hurt you. I don't have to be afraid of myself anymore. I don't have to hold back. Not sure the world's ready for unleashed Karlach, but it's getting it anyway. Thanks to Dammon. Thanks to you. Thanks to fate.
What will you do with your newfound freedom?
Touch! Touch everything! Touch everyone that'll let me. Shake hands, dance a waltz, maybe even kiss a face or two if I find a good candidate. The world's my funhouse.
I'm very glad you got what you wanted.
Me too, soldier. Gods, me too. For every knock we take, I feel like I get a little treat just to keep me going.
We've already discussed that.
An empty box. If I were a cat, this would be great to find. Keep going. Worth grabbing.
Poor Jonas. Kid was as green as they come.
He was joking this morning. Jonas, I mean.
Give her time to speak.
He was always joking. Said it was good for morale. But he just liked seeing people laugh. He was a good harper. A good friend.
Your prayers will honor his immortal soul, wherever it is.
I hope so. They're all I have to give. Thank you. You're a good person.
Witness Jonas's funeral. And, pick up unclaimed things around it. Double check, make sure I've talked to this person.
Chat. We need to reinforce the barricade.
There we go. Depending on the timing of the breakpoints, this may or may not be part of the same video as we explored the outside of the Last Light Inn, but it is time to go inside.
No harm in a little conversation.
Free as you are, this is no time for a natter. Head on into Last Light.
She thinks I'm pretty. I'm gonna wait for... Okay.
Don't wander far. We need to talk. Please, be welcome. Have a drink.
Oh my gods.
To your very good health.
Shadowheart has a suspicious nature. Let's go with the rogue insight. Meet her stare head on as you examine her body language.
She is anxious for you to drink the wine first, and it's an anxiety you recognize. Not every knave prefers a blade in the ribs or arrow in the back. Some prefer poison.
I do have medicine. Sniff the wine to see if it's been tampered with.
You perceive a faint hint of cloth grass, a herb that is said to elicit the truth. Jaheira smiles at you knowingly.
It doesn't spoil the taste, if that's what you're wondering.
No, but it spoils my trust.
Indulge me.
I don't think Shadowheart would so easily give up her secrets.
You don't know what you're missing. Well over a century old, and yet it hasn't lost a hint of flavor. Still not quite so sure about you, though. People tend to lose more than just flavor when illithids get their hands on them. I speak from experience. There's an air about you. Something alien. Answer me true and do not lie. The parasite is changing you, isn't it?
I see now why you spiked my wine.
Just answer the question.
I'll give her this much. It's trying to change me, to win me over, but I'm resisting its temptations.
And you're certain you will continue to resist?
Not with, absolute certainty.
Look around you. Good men, good women. Stranded here, 2 feet in the grave. If we're to survive, I have no choice but to trust you. Can I?
Trust doesn't matter. I'll get the job done. That's all you need to know.
I have every reason to be cautious. I've traced people like you. People with parasites in their brains. All the way here from Baldur's Gate. The cult of the Absolute is spreading through the city. Quietly, quickly, and with unsettling deliberation. We tracked them to this ancient village, only to be faced with a man we killed and buried over a century ago.
Who was, or is, he?
General Cadric Thorm. Remember that name. He's the leader of the Absolutists. He was a Sharan once. Took to building an army of dark justiciars beneath this very village. Alongside the local druids, we made it our business to see him deposed, dead and buried. But he's returned. Not only does General Ketheric Thorn live again, it seems he is no longer mortal. He has become, in fact, invincible. We met him on the road here, commanding an army of the Absolute, intent on destroying Baldur's Gate. I put an arrow through his eye myself, only to watch him pluck it out like a splinter. He healed right in front of me and chased us into the shadows. Things looked hopeless, but experience has taught me that no matter how bleak things look, there's always hope. You are that hope.
You know, when Cleric of Shar options are available, I like to take them. But I've been enjoying having the rogue options available as well for Shadowheart. Cleric of Shar, it's rare people look at me and see hope.
The light is rather dim out here in the Shadowlands. The point remains. Protected by your artifact, you can infiltrate his forces at Moonrise Towers, posing as a true soul. Find out what it is that makes him invincible, so we can strip him of his advantage. Once Ketheric is without his shield, the sword, together we assault his tower and put a final end to this blight.
Ketheric's days are numbered. I'll make sure of it.
Without a cure for your infection, your days are numbered too. Yet you selflessly offer to spend them fighting alongside us. I like you. I promise I will do everything I can to make sure you survive this. Any cure starts with understanding the disease. Whatever magic Ketheric's using to control these tadpoles, it must be at Moonrise. Until then, we keep drinking wine when we meet.
How do I reach them? The towers are surrounded by shadows.
You're not our only secret weapon. Isobel, a faithful cleric of Selûne, and a light in the darkness. She cast the moon shield around the inn. It's the only reason we're still alive. She's upstairs in her chambers. Tell her I sent you, and she'll see you through the shadows safely.
And now I find myself in an interesting position. I really don't want to end up beholden to a cleric of Selûne. But let's see what else is around. Oh, hello.
Your move, Maul.
You trapped me? I didn't even want to take this one.
Kalimshan rules, dear. The first piece touched is the first piece moved.
That's garbage! No matter where the night goes, I'm gonna lose it!
Then make the sacrifice useful. Guard your Mistra, or come for my Cyric.
What's going on here?
Look who made it! For once, I saved your butt out there, didn't I? We're square now, Chief. Say, do you play lance ball by any chance? It's my first time playing.
Failed an insight. In general, I think she wouldn't want to interfere in a game. But she'll pray for Maul's sake, sure.
My, the Thescan double-counter gambit. Vicious. Exactly what I would have done.
How's that for Kalimshan rules?
Brava. Lovely work. I see I was right to make you the offer I did. You will consider it, won't you? What a lovely specimen she is. A blushing apple begging to be plucked.
Please let me smack this creep.
Her victory was hollow, of course. Frankly, I expected better of you. Did Maul ask to have your god win the game for her?
He noticed. Interesting. A god is quite handy when dealing with devils.
Oh, I promise on every treasure I own. You've never dealt with a devil like me before. But don't you worry about Maul. It goes without saying she still has the unconditional freedom to choose the only option she has left. Now, let's talk about you. I sense there's something you want to ask me.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business. Devil. Well, a long time ago, someone carved infernal runes into my back. They're a fragment of a contract. I'd like to know what the full contract says.
I don't think he knows.
Really? It's something very important to your master. But is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I could give you all the gory details. But of course, you'll have to do something for me first. Let me think about it and get back to you.
You'll get back to me. This is important, Devil. When?
Don't worry, I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
Wyll is inspired and has something to say, but I want to check my journal real quick. We had a couple of entries. That's okay. We met Raphael in the last light, and Astarion asked about the scars, and he would see us again soon. Jaheira told us to speak to a cleric called Isabel for help traversing the Shadow Curse. Isabel protects last light from the Shadow Curse. Okay, let's see what Wyll has to say.
A blushing apple begging to be plucked. Raphael's angling for the girl's soul.
I'm going to say this partially because I want to exhibit trust in Mole, but also partially because it's really not my decision. She'll make the right decision. You'll see.
I think she will. If not, well, you've seen what happens when a bound soul reaches for freedom. I can't imagine what cruel penance Mole would pay if she were ever to resist that fell bastard.
Well, what about your own pact? You should get out of it.
A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to.
Can't we just attack her the next time she pops up? Oh.
We can have all for it, but it won't so much as chip one of her nailed claws. She'll escape to the Hells, and if we succeeded, my life would be taken in exchange. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads.
We can beat her if we put our worms together.
We can. I'm sure of it. How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
Preparing to march, I wager.
Seems that way.
Oh, I've already spoken to her, I think.
Free as you are, this is no time for a natter. Head on into Last Light.
Hello, Alfira.
You're all right. Thank goodness. I was worried they got you too.
You think a few shadows could beat me?
Wait. No one's told you. We were ambushed out in the darkness by cultists. We surrendered. But that wasn't enough for them. They lined us up like dogs. Asherak was with the kids, telling them it was going to be all right. Maybe that's why they picked him. Told him to kneel. They took his eyes first. Then his tongue.
That's just rude. Yeah, I've seen a lot of nasty ambushes in my time, but that sounds among the worst. I'm sorry.
It just never stops. Some of us fought back. Or tried to. But it was hopeless. All I could do was run.
Running was the right call.
That means a lot, coming from you. You always seem to take everything in your stride. How do you do it? How do you keep going?
Oh, no Cleric of Shar option here. This seems like it would have been a good time for it. I'll let you know when I figure it out.
We're in the same boat then. That's somewhat of a comfort. You've done so much for us already. But I have to ask. The others might still be out there. If they're not dead, they're in Moonrise. And gods have mercy on anyone in that hell's pit.
This seems like false. Like, I don't think Shadowheart would falsely reassure her. And this seems unnecessarily rude. Don't worry, I'll find them.
Thank you. If anyone can manage it, you can. Just be careful out there, all right? I can't handle anyone else dying.
Plus, technically, saying I'll find them is not a promise to save them. I don't guarantee what condition they are in when I find them.
Thought you'd be 10 yards tall the way Zevlor spoke of you. Sereth, Scout. Seems we missed one another at the Grove, but the others told me how you helped us. A pity. You pulled them from one death trap, only for me to land them in this one.
I heard you were ambushed by the cult. It sounded brutal.
Aye. Not a battle she's likely to put to song. Maybe we should have just surrendered. Zevlor begged us to. But they were toying with us. Making examples. And we'd had enough of taking it. Those of us who cut free just kept running till we found this place. The others... Maybe the cult got them. Maybe the curse.
They are gone, and you have been spared. Do not squander the god's grace.
What exactly have I left to squander? We've no brighter horizon ahead of us. There's just the city. If I can get us there alive.
But... thanks. It was sweet of you to try.
Not 100% sure sweet is what Shadowheart was going for there. But alright.
Nice strategy back there. If we put our heads together, I bet you and me could make a tidy stack of coin in Baldur's Gate. But Raphael's offered me a partnership already, and it seems like a sweeter deal than throwing my lot in with you.
No, kid. No.
She deserves the information. Raphael is a real, literal devil. These creatures care not for you, only your soul.
You aren't joking. I kind of believe him more now than I did a minute ago.
What exactly did he offer you?
Protection for me and my kids, that's all.
Her smile is broad, her eyes twinkling, her face the very picture of innocence. She's clearly lying.
I haven't accepted nothing yet. Sounds like you're in deeper than I am.
I do want to know. This isn't about me. It's about your soul. What did he really offer? Just barely. Oh, well, with the guidance, though.
He said he could get me and my gang to Baldur's Gate. I reckon he can do it too. Don't care what your law says. And also, when we get there, I'd be head of the Thieves' Guild.
And what happens to the current head of the guild?
I dunno, devil stuff? What matters is I can keep my kids safe. Everyone else has let them down, but I won't. Look, you saved us. Not knocking that. But after you left, Zevlor lost his nerve. Gave up the fight. I won't. Now there's no grove, no coin, no one taking us to the city. I'm not letting my crew get eaten by shadows. Maybe I'll make a deal, maybe I won't. But it'll be my choice, not the devil's, and not yours.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Good to see you're still breathing. It's the best we can hope for.
Kitty.
Hiss. I say hiss.
What's got your whiskers in a twist?
This is my territory, and you're in it.
Apologies. I'll keep my distance.
Indeed you will. Or you'll find my claws planted firmly in your dangles.
Oh, probably something to talk about Mole, huh?
One of the worst things about getting old. Watching kids make the same exact mistakes you made. And knowing there's absolutely nothing you can say to change their mind. Then again, Mole's a hell of a lot smarter than I was at that age. Maybe she'll figure it out.
She will. She's clever. Frighteningly so.
True enough. She'll go far in the city. We've just got to get her there safely.
get to it. That might be worth a look.
No one around. Loose plank. The Snowburst Ring. When the wearer deals cold damage, they also create a 4.5 meter circle of ice around the target. Oh, nice. Hang on. Alright, so I gave that to Wyll, and I put on the Morning Frost, so now he has a little bit extra that he can possibly help control people just by using ice spells. And sure, he can Eldritch Blast 2 people, but he can also use Twin Spell to Ray of Frost 2 people, so we'll see how that works out. This apparently goes outside, though. I think there was another door over here. Oh, this is a balcony that I haven't been on. Okay. And yeah, this just goes back inside.
Any help from Jaheira?
She wants the same. Nice to see a friendly face come out the shadows for once.
Lives or dies. I wouldn't go that far.
An extra blade could be the difference between rescuing Duke Ravengard or losing him forever. I hope you'll help us.
Oops, I'm still controlling Wyll.
Whatever it takes.
But Baldur's Gate can't.
If you have an alternative in mind,
please do.
You're heading into the towers, are you? Good. I pray it's not too late for Duke Ravengard.
But we do. He still won't speak. Just keeps going with the bloody song.
Nothing of use on his person.
His original writ of duty, signed by Eltan himself. Fella must be one of the very first Flaming Fist.
He must know something. Let's not give up on him yet.
Floric.
Wyll? Gods, please, no. The Blade of Frontiers was supposed to be my secret weapon. I don't suppose you found a way into the towers?
Not yet.
I trust you will do everything you can to free the Duke. But in case you don't find a way, I'll be heading to Baldur's Gate to seek reinforcements. The Council sent a carrier pigeon with news that the city has been dealing with absolutist attacks. The Steel Watch is holding strong. I'll request that Lord Gortash send some of them to aid in the fight against Moonrise. The curse won't harm them.
Holy shit. That's my old boss. The guy who sold me to Zariel.
Gortash, as in Enver Gortash. Last I knew, he was a minor player in city affairs.
A lot's changed since you left Baldur's Gate, Wyll. Gortash has gained considerable influence since then.
What are the Steel Watch?
The Steel Watch are the future of warfare. Gondian automatons that can be sent into battle without risking any lives. Except those of our enemies. Lord Gortash had only completed work on the prototypes before Ravengard and I left for Elturel, but even they were formidable. With the Steel Watch at our backs, we can storm the tower whatever Ketheric throws at us, I'm sure of it. I'll do my best, but there's every chance I'll fall to the curse or the cult before I reach the city. Don't count on me and assume no aid is coming. Work with Jaheira. That Harper's mind is as sharp as her blade. Follow her guidance. Farewell. We'll meet again, God's willing.
If you're poking around this god's forsaken place, you must have someone in Moonrise too. Hope you find them.
Heard you're meant to be heading toward the towers.
Heard you're working on a way in yourselves.
Not sure I'd call it that myself. This fella's in no condition to help anyone. That makes you our best bet. Hope it's a good one.
We're discussing fist business, and you're no fist.
Technically accurate.
Flame Cullagh. That's your name, isn't it? Art Cullagh? I'm Fistula.
Nathaniel and me climbing up a tree.
We need you, sir. One of our own's been taken, a Grand Duke. You might know something that could help us bring him back. We found him out in the shadows, just wandering. Nothing survives out there for long. Don't know how he made it, or where he came from.
This is no physical ailment. It is a spiritual malaise. The man's mind has been gripped by the Shadowfell, yet it has not broken.
Interesting. Cleric of Shar, you, Art Cullagh. Note the light of the lamps, the color of my face. You are not in the Shadowfell anymore.
Do you hear that, sir? You're safe.
Without a reminder of who he is, of what he held dear, his mind will remain lost to the darkness.
Look closer at him. There may be something you missed.
His fingertips sport calluses and toughened skin, as if from manual labor, or playing a stringed instrument, perhaps.
Did you already check for personal effects?
This was in his pocket. He doesn't seem to have any reaction to it now, but he held on to it for 100 years anyway.
And if the Cleric of Shar dialogue option didn't work, I don't think this will go anywhere, but do you know where you are?
He isn't sane.
Okay.
Something poking from his pocket. Might be worth a gander.
Worn letter. So the worn letter is basically early orders for him. They point to a place called the House of Healing. And let me just... more journal entries. Yep, House of Healing. Zevlor's been captured. Tieflings are probably at Moonrise Towers. Grand Duke's probably at Moonrise Towers. Karlach has more to say.
So Gortash is a lord now. I'd like to clap eyes on this steel watch of his. You already know the story. I was Gortash's bodyguard, loyal as they come, when he made the deal with Zariel. She got a test subject for her infernal engine. I never found out what he got. This is the kind of man who gets a title. Authority. Makes me sick.
We'll make him answer for what he did to you, as soon as we get to the city.
Oh, the city. Baldur's Gate. Home. I can almost taste it, you know. Not even Gortash can spoil that.
I'll take this way.
Okay. There's an upstairs, and we know that there is a Cleric of Selûne upstairs that we're supposed to talk to try to figure out a way through the Shadow Curse. But before that, I'm going to take everything that isn't claimed downstairs. So, I will rejoin you.
Seems someone's been skimming our supplies. Find out who it is and bring them to me. Yes, Mom.
For good finds or when I'm done.
Look at the size of
Could eat a person whole, or a double portion of children.
Hahaha.
Unseen as I was taught.
What's that?
A tower-shaped key? We need to meet. The map is ready. Go to my place. Head into the basement. Look for the tower. You should have the key. Ignore the chest. I mean it. Go straight on through and you'll find it. Signed, Morfred. That's actually a clue to a puzzle. With a trapped chest. See if this Harper testimonial is anything. Harper's testimonial, the last stand of Ketheric Thorm, chosen of Shar. The pursuant text describes a battle between Ketheric Thorm's faithful and magical Harper forces. I do not know what magic the Dark Justiciar summoned to our plane, but if it came from the Weave, then let it be cursed for eternity. For 3 days we sieged the towers. For 3 days their dark bolts cleaved our ranks. And on the 3rd day, as his men and women at last began to fall, Ketheric entered battle. Alright. I have now denuded the floor level of the Last Light Inn of everything that wasn't claimed. Besides containers. I've stopped taking containers. But I also remember that I believe Halsin wanted to talk about something once we reached Last Light. So let's go see what Halsin has to say. And maybe the other companions have something too.
So, the untouchable Cullagh is untouchable no more. I'd shake her hand, but she can still snap me in two, so probably safest to skip it.
Hello. You are not food. You are friend.
Aw, you like it here, huh?
Nice here. The caves smell like rotting meat. Goblin coat smells like goblins.
Pet the cub.
Ooh, more.
Alright, leave.
I know well the pain of seeing your life's hourglass running empty. Grasping at any means of slowing the grains as they slip inexorably through your fingers. Karlach's fate may be ordained, but her actions are not. She will make each breath count. You can be sure of that.
How beautiful it must be to know you can hold a hand, caress a cheek after going so long without. We'll get Karlach fixed up, right? There's always a way. There has to be.
The cultists have taken your father to Moonrise Towers. Floric has confirmed it.
Then we know our mission. All roads converge at Moonrise.
So it appears. The Absolute's cult is headquartered there. What do you think they want with your father?
They want violence, they want control, they want Baldur's Gate. Who better than Grand Duke Ravengard to surrender it? Who better than the commander of the Flaming Fist to dismantle its defenses? They will infect him, and the city's guardian will become its ruin, unless we put a stop to it.
Can we trust Floric?
I was 11 when the Councillor spotted and slayed an assassin who stalked father from the shadows. I was 13 when she brought word of a goblin warband advancing on Rivington. Her keen scouting saved 100 lives that day. The Councillor's loyalty to my father is beyond question. She's as steady as Tyr's heartbeat, as upstanding as the Sword Mountains. Father's at Moonrise Towers, and we need to save him.
Point taken. To Moonrise, then. We can't let the Absolute take Grand Duke Ravengard.
We can't and we won't. The shadows be damned.
Alright, Halsin, did you want to talk about something now that we're here?
The shadow curse is upon us. As foul as I remember it. Perhaps even worse. But with the Oak Father's blessing, we may soon see it banished from these lands.
Still feeling at home with us? The surroundings are less bucolic, I understand.
It's not easy seeing the ravages of the shadow curse. But your camp is a most welcome solace. You've shared your fire with me, your company. A small pocket of light against the darkness. But one I couldn't do without. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're too modest by far. What fate would I have met without you? Rotting in the goblin cells? Dying against an onslaught on the grove? More good has been done since I met you than in 100 years before. Words cannot express my gratitude.
No words needed. I understand how you feel.
Yes, I think you do. Forgive me. Sometimes I forget myself, gazing on the beauty of nature's creations.
There's a flaming fist at last light. The curse has left him insensible, but he's muttering about a boy called Thaniel.
He is? Then I must see him. Insensible or not, he knows something. Thaniel is no ordinary child. He is the very spirit of this land. If this fist knows where he is, then perhaps we can save him. Save everything. I will go to see him at once. Join me when you can.
Alright. Let's head back over there.
Daniel and me are climbing up a tree.
It's true then. He's met Thaniel. There's no other way he'd know that name. This is just what we needed. Well done. We need to wake him. He must know something about where to find Thaniel.
Any ideas?
If he was able to escape the Shadowfell, then he mustn't have managed to consume his spirit. Well, not all of it anyway. We need to unlock whatever's left of him, inside his head. There must be something to trigger him. A word, a memory, an item. We just need to find it.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't deserve you, my friend.
And then I think this is a good place to let it go, presuming the timing works out well enough. We are about to head upstairs in the Last Light Inn and talk to, a Cellunite. Next time.